Good day, everyone. I'm Dr. Lilibet P. Gregorio, Principal 1 of Western Visayas Sanitarium Integrated School, SDO Iloilo. Today, I'm going to present to you Governance and Operations Functions. Governance and operations ensures the capacity of the organization to continuously improve and be strategic in managing the environment for which teaching and learning takes place. Governance is the way the rule, the norms, and actions are structured, sustained, regulated, and held accountable. The degree of formality depends on the internal rules of a given organization and externally with school partners. School governance is the management of all the financial, human, and other resources to attain the short-term objectives and long-term goals of the school. SGOD and DepEd. Make sure that SDO has the capacity to constantly improve and be strategic in managing, teaching, and learning environment. SGOD ensures efficient and effective delivery of education, services from schools and learning centers. Let's proceed to the statement of purpose. The statement of purpose supports and capacitates sub-schools and learning centers in ensuring a conducive learning environment and in compliance with quality, standards of governance and operations. The outcomes: schools and learning centers and effectively deliver education services. Let's proceed to the principles of school governance. Collective participation, accountability, transparency, and integrity are the spirit of SBM, or the school-based management, and crucial to the smooth operation of Incorporated Management Committee. The collective participation includes the quality of social relations with co-present others. Accountability is answerability, the blameworthiness, the liability, and the expectation of account giving. In governance, accountability has expanded beyond the basic definition of being called to account for one's actions. Transparency is the principle of allowing those affected by administrative decisions to know about results and about the process that led to decisions. Integrity. It means that doing the right thing, even when no one is looking. It means upholding the academic honesty policies set forth with the schools. Let's proceed to the effective school governance. Strategic leadership. Strategic leadership refers to a manager's potential to express its strategic vision for the organization or a part of the organization and to motivate and persuade others to acquire that vision. Strategic leadership can also be defined as utilizing strategy in the management of employees. Accountability is the obligation to explain, justify, and take responsibility for one's actions. Accountability is a state of being accountable, so meaning you have to be responsible for something you're obligated to answer to someone such as a person with more authority. Next, the person. It is defined by actions and ability to positively influence the lives of individual, the co-worker, and those within the school community. Next is the evaluation. It's a process that critically examines a program. It involves collecting and analyzing information about the program's activities, characteristics, and outcomes. Its purpose is to make judgments about the program, to improve its effectiveness, and to inform programming decisions. Next, compliance is the act or process of complying to a desire, the demand, the proposal, or the regimen of coercion. Next is the structure. Is an arrangement and organization of related elements in a material object of system or the object of system so organized. Let's proceed to the Republic Act 9155. Republic Act 9155, also known as the Governance of Basic Education Act of 2001, provides the overall framework for principal empowerment by strengthening principal and leadership goals and local school-based management within the context of transparency and local accountability. In accordance with Republic Act 9155, the Secretary of Education delegates the supervision of field offices, regional and schools division offices to the Undersecretary supervising the governance and operations strength. The Office of the Regional Director. The Office of the Regional Director provides leadership and management of the department mandated at the regional level. Next is the Office of the Schools Division Superintendent, which provides local management and administration of department mandate at the school division level. Next is the Support Services Management. What are the objectives of this is to capacitate schools and learning centers in the delivery of education programs services, to strengthen the management of schools and learning centers in terms of process delivery of education support services, to support the maintenance of a conducive learning environment, to implement and manage learner support services such as youth development programs, school health and nutrition, senior high school curriculum. Next is the planning and research. To lead in the crafting of the Division of Education Development Plan, DEDP, and assist the schools in the preparation of the School Improvement Plan, SIP, and the Annual Improvement Plan, which is AIP, and the Annual Procurement Plan, which is APP, to generate and disseminate timely, accurate, and relevant basic education statistics, and to prepare the division research agenda based on Basic Education Research Fund or BERF standard and oversee its implementation. Next, the community level linkages partnership. The works is to conduct orientation to school heads and focal persons on schools' local and international partnership, to identify the potential partners, the donors for specific programs and projects. Next, to expand, sustain, and institutionalize partnership and linkages with stakeholders, to accept donation. So example of this is equipment tools and from program partners for proper utilization. Next, is the human resource development. is to manage the capacity building programs for teaching and not teaching personnel, including DRRM, to train teaching and non teaching personnel on skills and competencies enhancement, to establish and manage rewards and recognition system. Next is the quality assurance. So quality assurance is to serve as secretariat to ensure completeness and initial validation of documents pertinent to application in the operation establishment, conversion of both public and private school. This is referred to Division Order number 40, series of 2014. Next, to ensure access to adequate disaster, resilient and safe buildings and ground facilities according to the prescribed standards. Another objectives to quality assured learning and development programs. To ensure the continuous improvement of schools and learning centers through school-based management or SBM. Another objective is to manage and implement the Quality Management System or QMS. Next, to develop monitoring and evaluation, M&E tools for utilization, implementation of projects. To conduct M&E of the projects and programs. Next, to analyze M&E result for appropriate intervention. Next, Chief Education Supervisor. The Chief Education Supervisor is to provide strategic direction and technical inputs to the management of the school's division towards effective and efficient governance and operation of the schools and learning centers and in being accountable for its organizational effectiveness. Next is the Education Program Supervisor to develop and supervise implementation of special programs and projects of the school division office towards the holistic development of learners and provide technical assistance to schools to help them implement sustainable programs and projects. The programs related to learning development example is the Palarong Pambansa, the Leadership Development, the Boy Scouting or the Girl Scouting, and educational support, which is the Brigada Eskwela, and Adopt a School. Next, the engineer. Provide technical services for schools, learning centers, and the school's division office to have a physical environment that is conducive to effective teaching, learning, and working by ensuring access to adequate structurally and physically safe. The buildings, the grounds, and facilities according to the requirements and standards of an education, and to work facility that is environmentally sustainable, hazard-free, gender-sensitive, and friendly to people with disability. Next is the Senior Education Program Specialist. Okay, to work is to provide technical support in the implementation of the strategic HRD plan, operationalize the HRD systems, develop its components to suit local situation, and provide technical assistance to the schools division through the TA teams in order to deliver quality and sustainable HRD services towards acquisition and development of competent personnel in the region. Next is the Education Program Specialist. The Education Program Specialist is to assist the Chief and the Education Program Supervisors in maintaining systems and implementing its components in order to ensure the delivery of the quality and sustainable HRD services. Next is the Project Development Officer. Ensures safety and learning continuity, institutionalizes disaster risk reduction and management, climate change adaptation and education in emerges, and strengthens the resilience of basic education in the context of natural and human-induced hazards. Next is the planning officer, is to provide descriptive and summary statistics and information that will be utilized for planning, budgeting, report, preparations, and policy, direction as well as ensure basic education data, the quality and access by intended users. Next is the medical officers to promote project and to protect and maintain the physical, mental, well-being, and readiness of learners to learn by planning, formulating strategies for health and nutrition programs to provide the supervisory function to help personnel in the conduct and monitoring of health and nutrition program services, the establishment of viable and sustainable linkages with educational partners and stakeholders. Let's proceed to the Bureau of Learner Support Services. So the Bureau of Learner Support Services formulates the national framework for all learner support services, the issue of policies and standards to guide the programs for the holistic development of learners that complement the curricular offerings. The focus of these development programs are on the improvement of learner readiness in terms of physical, to health, and proper nourishment. Next, the character formation and preparation of the youth towards leadership roles and civic services. Another is development of mental, the discipline, the psychomotor skills, and social values through after schools program. Another is to provide the technical and resource support to program implementers in the field. And now, we have the National Educators Academy of the Philippines, or NAEA. The NAEA formulates a national strategic framework for the professional development of all DepEd personnel, including all education managers and educators. NAEA provides and manages the needs, the basic, and the basis and demand driven professional development programs for the continuing education of the human resources of the department. Example, the scholarship programs, which includes providing technical assistance to the NAEA in the regions for the same purpose. Next, to develop learning maps, training, program designs, and resource packages for various human resource groups. NAEAP also provides a quality assurance that NAEAP in the regions, including the accreditation, the recognition of training programs, the trainers, and training service providers, manages the Training and Development Information System, or the TDIS, a component of the HRMIS in the support to the provision of quality programs. The links with the CHED and teacher education institutions for development and recognition of NAEA, training programs for credit units at the graduate level, or for their specialization, the certificate, the degree programs. manages partner support to professional development. Let's proceed to the program management service. So what is this program management service? So this program management service generally performs functions such as the management coordination, the monitoring and evaluation of capital-intensive and large-scale projects that involves two or more units of agencies. The specific functions include 1. To develop the strategic framework, the guidelines and standards on program, the project development, management, monitoring and evaluation. Next, to develop and installs measures, the systems, and structures to ensure the continuous and sustained implementation of programs and projects which can be integrated in the regular structure. Next, to provide support and mobilizes resources to the different units to ensure efficient planning, application, and optimum use of resources to program and project operations and implementation. Next, to develop processes and mechanisms to assess the effectiveness of the programs, the projects, initiatives for the purpose of policy formation, the long and medium term planning, designing of programs and projects. And now I'm going to end my topic by Sidney Hook. Everyone who remembers his own education remembers teachers, not methods and techniques. The teacher is the heart of the education system. And by Eleanor Roosevelt, who says that the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Once again, thank you and mabuhay!